Unbelievable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions! Stood up, Pepe! Goal!
It doesn't get any better than that!
Welcome to Northeast Philadelphia for match week 11 of the APSL's Delaware River Conference. Our featured game is a mid-table scrap between two squads trying to climb into that all-important top four. Philadelphia Soccer Club hosts Rail Central, New Jersey in one of those really fun games where a tie does almost no good to either team. They both sit 7 points off the playoffs. All 3 points are a must tonight. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is just in a few minutes. All right, welcome to Charles Martin Memorial Stadium, and for those of you who are coming to this game from outside the greater Philadelphia area, I need you to know something about the conditions on the field today. They are brutal. Wind is gusting straight down this field from, as you're seeing, your right to left. So the goal that Philadelphia Soccer Club's defending, they're in white today. That goal that Daniel St. Paul is in is straight downwind. And I am not joking about downwind. 30, 40, maybe even 50 mile an hour gusts expected during this. We are in a high wind warning, and look at the wind playing a factor right there. That ball was played on the ground and couldn't even hold from going out of play. We're on AstroTurf here today. That's worth noting. There's not going to be anything that's going to be able to stop that ball from flying from right to left, as I say. So something to definitely keep in mind. One of those rare games at this level where the coin toss actually matters. So PSC defending that downwind side in the first half. So I gotta assume it's going to be an absolute slog for this first 45 minutes for these guys. They are going to be under the pump. It's going to be a miracle for that ball to even get into the Rail Central attacking third. As you can see, Daniel St. Paul's goal kick going almost nowhere. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, that is not his normal service. That is just a showcase of just how brutal these conditions are going to be tonight. And as you can see, just any ball going from right to left has just a ton of pace on it. And any ball going from left to right is going to hang up in the air. So just something to keep in mind tonight. It's going to be a tricky match for whoever's defending that left side. And more bad news early on here for Philadelphia as we have a player down. I believe that's Jay Richmond, who is not the guy PSC fans want to see. He's got 2 goals already in the campaign. He's the skipper. And luckily, it looks like he is back up and moving. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's going to be needed in the center of the park here tonight, especially on this first half when they're going to be fighting with the wind. And look, that ball just stopped, further proving the point that we were just discussing. But look out here as PSC look to gain a little momentum and enter the attacking third, which in this first half might, as I say, be few and far between. Trying to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, probably for both teams, because even for Central, it's not necessarily playing into their favor to be so downwind, because the ball's not going to hold, as we saw in that first through ball just seconds into this game. And PSC looks to switch the play. Also worth noting, some wet weather might be headed our way. We, according to the radar, are right on the edge of a green mass heading towards Philadelphia. Look at this ball played in Philadelphia. Chance, far post, goes by the wayside, but PSC do have a corner. So the inverse of what we saw for Central is that ball played on the ground is held up nicely by this wind and put it right into the path of the PSC man. And it looks like the referee's not happy with the scrum happening around the goalkeeper. Corner flags are flying over. It is just one of those nights here in Pennsylvania, as that ball was pinged near post, couldn't beat the first man, and Central will look to break. Ball played with the outside of the foot, cut out by Philly, and Pedro Barbosa, a chief creative product for this Philadelphia team, on the ball. Watch out for him. He's playing on the right tonight. They do move him around a bit, so try to keep tabs on him, as it looks like Philly might be in on their first break. A hit deflected well by the Central defender and falls nicely into the goalkeeper's hands as they look to break the other way. Referee saw a high elbow from the Philadelphia man, and Central elect to go quickly. Barbosa scrapping and winning it back, but only temporarily as Central gain back control. Strong tackle put in by Barbosa, but turned over by Richmond. Richmond puts in a strong tackle, legally according to the ref, and a nice through ball played by Barbosa. Ejeboy tries to clip that one far post, but into the goalkeeper's waiting arms. Ball played over the top, and there's what we were talking about. Just no chance for that ball to stay in play, especially after the bounce. Cut out by PSC. That was Jake Weaver, the big center back, but turned it right back over. Keeping it on the ground, Real, and trying to clip it in behind, well off sides. Nice line held by Philly, as that was an early coaching point that I could hear them yelling to their back line about. Weaver had a little trouble with that one, but he's able to quickly recover. Ball looking for the big target forward to Ejeboy, but it does fall kindly to Jay Richmond, who elects to switch the field. Back over to Barbosa on this right side with a little bit of space. Whipped in far post, but the offside flag is up. Goalkeeper comes to claim that anyway, so no problems there. They like to go short with this one. Richmond pestering the center back for Real. Keeper comes out to offer a hand. It's cleared, and that little floated clearance went so far, almost cleared the midfield stripe as that ball is pinged through. And look at that thing run, just tearing down this turf field. PSC looking to go the other way. One back by the men in red, but it's turned over again. Barbosa cuts back, elects to play it safe. Ball played forward for Barbosa. He gets there first, but that ball pinged across. Goalkeeper maybe not certain that was not a back pass, so he likes to just clear it, which in this first half is no problem. Strong tackle put in by Horner. And look at him off to the races, getting the shirt tugged. Referee did see that, and yeah, he's going to call that back. So looked like Horner's shirt got tugged right outside the box, and he was trying to play the advantage, elected to call it back, and I think that's what Richmond's having a word about, but looked like that was the right call to me. Oh, they are backing him up a bit, so not as close to the box as maybe first thought. So this free kick will come about 30 yards from the goal of Daniel St. Paul. But as I say, with this wind, you got to figure pretty much anything in this half is in shooting range. Because the wind is straight down at this goal. So here's the hit, and it's a missile, and my goodness, that was not far from the far post of Daniel St. Paul. The ball is traveling so quickly off the foot of any shot going down there. Claudio Argent, he's got 2 goals already, almost got a third from long distance, but just a goal kick for now. Mark Avenizio plays that one up the right-hand side, and looking to get in behind was Johnson, but wasn't to be. Barbosa clips it back. Richmond tried something a little too fancy and lost possession. Ball's pinged in behind, hit off of Weaver, I think, as they go back to St. Paul. Well done by the goalkeeper to maintain possession there under some pressure. Richmond's got it. And see, I think Richmond letting that ball go was the problem, because Richmond was onside, but Ijebo was not onside. And that is why the flag went up. Strong tackle put in by Argent, and that was necessary. Excuse me, that was Kelly Bleedy that was responsible for that strong tackle, and it was needed because the PSC forward might have been in if not for that intervention. Over the top, down the left. PSC man puts it under some pressure. Sliding challenge by the goalkeeper Naus, and a little unconventional, but nonetheless effective. Philly happy to allow Central to pass it around the back. In behind goes Central, and he is well off sides. Want to mention today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletics. Salt has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides. And House of Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. So scan that QR code to get 10% off. And remember to keep it fresh. Philly under the pump here early. Weaver tried to step in front. It looks like he was, so the Central man is offsides. Though that intervention from Weaver was good enough, it seemed. They will get the free kick nonetheless. Good ball movement from Philly. But here comes the pressure. Nicked back from Philly defender. And look at that ball. This is just brutal to try to defend in. A good clearance on any other day goes all but backwards in these windy conditions. While we have a second coming up on Game in Frame, we have some pretty good matchups from the APSL Metropolitan Conference. Zoom Schneider taking on Hoboken tonight at 7:30. Also, Pancyprian Freedoms versus Greek Americans at 8. And next week, we'll have Oakland United versus Jersey Shore Boca at 6 p.m. here in the Delaware River Conference. You won't want to miss any of that action here on Game and Frame, your home for grassroots soccer in the Northeast, as Philadelphia step in front. Look at the high line played by Naus. They're really smart in this weather, just picking off anything long, as this is the kind of miscue that you got to watch out for. Looked like Horner might have pulled the Philly man back, but no call, and he's won a free kick. A simple header any other day is all but simple today, and Horner almost made them pay for it. He has won the throw-in for Central. Ball whipped in. St. Paul, the first to get there, though, and it will give Philadelphia a chance to clear their lines. And St. Paul smartly plays it on the floor. Abinizio goes straight back to Weaver. Weaver maybe just idling on the ball a bit too long, and Abinizio able to win a throw-in at least. And buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because here come the raindrops. As if the wind wasn't enough of an issue. Things are going to get a little damp here in Northeast Philadelphia. Looking for Barbosa, couldn't find him, but he might get another shot here. As Barbosa is played in behind, streaking at that near post, a heavy touch, cuts it back. Nobody home for Philly, though. A good look at goal by Barbosa, but couldn't take advantage. Here comes Central. Richmond wins it back. Really nice through ball played down the left channel. In behind. There's our opening goal. Against the wind, against the rain, it doesn't matter. Philadelphia take a 1-goal lead. Less than 20 minutes in, Philadelphia take a huge lead in this game with playoffs in the balance. Look out, those Central coming the other way, and St. Paul gets a hand to it, falls down, and look at that, less than 1 minute later, Central have leveled. Talk about a little unpredictability. Ilya Saakashvili levels it up for Central, and I don't have an official timestamp, but I'm thinking that was about 30 seconds that Philadelphia lead lasted. We are level once again. Philadelphia coming back the other way. Philadelphia appeals for the corner kick, but referee does not give in. That will just be a goal kick. Real Central picks the pocket of the PSC midfielder. And look out down there as the Philadelphia tent almost just went onto the playing surface. That would have been interesting. Real throw-in. Looking down the line, Abinizio steps in front, and Philly will have a goal kick. Rashid Thomas, the goal scorer for Philly, was the intended target of that pass. Here is Thomas fighting with a Central defender. Gets away, and a little nutmeg, but still a turnover for Philadelphia. Central win it back. That ball's bounced towards St. Paul. Luckily, the wind came to his rescue. Barbosa to Abinizio. Back to Barbosa on the little 1-2. Up the right sideline. Down to Ijeboy. In for Barbosa. Can he get on the end of it? He can. First touch was a bit heavy, and that gave the Central defender a crucial opening to step in front. End-to-end stuff in this first half. While we have a second, just some time to dig into the table as it stands. You have in this game 5th playing 6th. Tied on 11 points, but in 4th sits Kensington with 18, and those 7 points are what stands between both of these teams and a playoff spot. So, as I said in the opener, no room for 1 point tonight. We are level at 1-1. With this win, I struggle to not think there will be any more goal-scoring chances. We could see a big number on the scoreboard by the end of it if the 17th minute of this game was anything to go by. Philadelphia scored the opener, and within 1 minute, Central leveled. A little over 20 minutes left in this first half, as that ball was a bit too heavy for the Central winger. Avenizio throws in, and down the line to Barbosa. Throw in, gets held up in the wind, but falls to Richmond, who does really well to find Thomas. And if he gets on his bike here, he might be in. Really good defending from the Central man, Tom Johnson, but the tackle was a bit too exuberant for the referee's liking. Thomas hits the deck, and Philadelphia will have a free kick. These are the kinds of positions when you're against the wind that are really unfavorable, because you can't really whip that in-swinging ball into the far post. It's not going to want to curl with this much wind coming straight down. It's going to kind of hang wherever it starts at. So, and if not, maybe move backwards. Richmond, though, is on the ball, one of the real free kick specialists in this division. So if anyone could do it, he can. We'll see what he's able to pull off. Here's Richmond. Pinged across. Looked like maybe Weaver got a head to that ball, but wasn't enough to direct it on goal. And the chance goes by the wayside. Here comes Jeboy on the tackle, but too strong for the ref's liking. Central play quickly. Really nice ball played in behind. Can St. Paul get there first? He can. That's a great piece of goalkeeping. It almost looked like he was second best to get there with the Central man streaking towards goal. Kesner Leon looked like he had him beat for pace, but St. Paul beats him, and Jeboy coming the other way. End-to-end stuff. Can he find the finishing touch? Thomas! Goal! 2 for Thomas! Appeals for offside go unanswered. And Philadelphia reclaims the lead. Philadelphia now charged with keeping that lead for more than 60 seconds. Looked like the coaching staff kind of dropped that back line a little bit to prevent another cheap goal. And won by Thomas. Streaking forward, pressed by the Central man. One back by Philly, but illegally, according to the ref. Leon wins the free kick for Central. Ball played over the top. Weaver heads clear. And better than a clearance, straight to Barbosa, actually, who was in a little bit of space. Didn't have many options, but he's got a Jeboy who's in behind. Looking for the danger man, Thomas, but not enough juice on that cross-field ball. Looks like Richmond might be moving into a little bit more of an advanced position. He was kind of sitting back earlier in this match, but no longer, as Yusu is kind of holding that anchor midfield role for Philly now. As the sun peeks out, the wind does not die down. However, that wind hurting Central in trying to play those little through balls along the ground because it's just running straight to St. Paul. Abinizio. Barbosa. Jeboy. Back to Barbosa. Really nice play by Philly. Outside of the foot. Looking for Thomas. Couldn't get there. Here comes Central. Leon can get on the end of this one. Waiting for reinforcements. And they get the cross in. There goes short to Leon, who has a hit, but it's blocked by Weaver. And might be put out of play, but Barbosa, it was out already. Barbosa with a valiant effort. Looks like we're going to have our first substitution already for Central. And looks like we're going to hold off on that substitution for now, actually, as Central get the ball in play. Sun peeking out. Tries to clip that in. Weaver gets the clearance and tries to spring Thomas, who does get on the end of it. Can he push and run past Tom Johnson? He cannot. Johnson beats him to it. And Dennis Rooney goes back in field. Rooney with it again. Back to Noss, who clips forward. Looking for Thomas on that far side. Can he keep it in? He sure can. Richmond coming in to provide a little support. He goes the route one ball to Jeboy, but he couldn't quite get it under his spell. Barbosa beats two, has a hit right at the goalkeeper now, and he'll look to play out. Less than 15 minutes to play in this first half. You'll have to like Philadelphia's chances if they can bring a lead into the second half with the wind. They have had to do a lot of defending, but two big chances are the difference in this one, as they have a 2-1 lead here, as those aforementioned substitutes are coming into the match. Ronald Ventura checking in, as well as Pierre Bosquet, who has one goal already in this campaign. Leon checks out, who is having a really good game. I hope it's not an injury knock for the Central wide man. Comes Ainsley Reed, dispossessed by Barbosa, who keeps Reed at bay. Plays that ball in behind for Ejeboy. But he's got no help in the form of a white shirt. Can he do it himself? He gets past one. He's got Yusu in the middle. He's found him. What a cross! What a goal from Philadelphia. The only man inside the 18 for PSC slams it home and gives them a 3-1 lead. To be clear, Yusu is not the attacking midfielder for Philadelphia. He made a gut-busting run to go help Ejeboy, who put in a really, really nice cross, falling away from the ball. And Yusu made no mistake in front of net. A 2-goal cushion in a really important game. About 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Barbosa, under some pressure, manages to keep it. Swings it wide. Back inside to Richmond. Richmond playing a little 1-2, finding Thomas to Ejeboy, but too long. Here comes Mileli. Barbosa able to keep it. Weaver looks for the long ball. And here's Thomas racing on the end of it. He is onside. Nice defending by Tom Johnson. Mileli. To Bleedy. Still going is Saakashvili, the goal scorer for Central, but does go out of play. I'm not sure if you guys picked that up on the microphone, but an exchange between Weaver and the coaching staff. The coaching staff was trying to ask for more communication, but Weaver was saying he was telling the player what to do. The player just couldn't hear him because of the wind. So not only wreaking havoc with the ball, but it's wreaking havoc with communication down on the field. All whipped in, but repelled by PSC. Richmond keeps it. Here's Weaver. Yusu goes down there. Switches on for Central. Bosquet coming down this left-hand side. Johnson finds Bleedy. Barbosa checking in for Yusu, who takes that option. And Barbosa goes down and couldn't win the ball back. Has a hit from the 18. St. Paul with the safe hands. Good chance for Horner. It kind of fell in his lap. Made good contact, but it was right down the throat of the Philadelphia goal. Richmond trying to keep it. Does well. And Jeboy holds off his man. Finds Barbosa. Can he get the return pass? He can, but good goalkeeping from Central. Now comes off his line. Take that one. Johnson with the ball at his feet. Surveys the pitch. And Philadelphia letting him have it here, and I'm not sure that's the wisest decision. And look at that, an audacious effort from deep. St. Paul was wise to it, but don't be surprised to see a few more of those today, because if you hit it right, it could really cause some troubles for these goalkeepers. Big ball over the top, looking for Thomas. And Johnson puts it straight up in the air. Excuse me, that was Bleedy who put it straight in the air. Tom Johnson drops it back, and Central retains possession. A little over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Central able to play their way out of that press. Johnson over the top. Really nice ball. Played in behind his Horner, who is dispossessed by Weaver. Did he get a touch on that? The referee says no, goal kick is the call. Good defending from Weaver to see out the danger. Ball played forward for Thomas. Jeboy for Thomas. Oh, couldn't get that first touchdown. Backwards, Philadelphia goes, just looking to keep it. And backwards again. Happy to just hold on to the ball, but they've been dispossessed. Horner, the danger man for Central, the one who stole it back. Thomas went down there, and he gets the foul call with Central looking to break. Was that ball out of play? It was not, says the referee. Philadelphia keeping it. Backwards they go again. Lele wins it back. Johnson to the other center back in that back three for Central. Those long balls just not holding on this field with this wind. The second half, watch out for those same through balls though, because that's how Philadelphia has found success with that ball able to kind of hold up in this wind. Well cut out by holding mid for Philadelphia. Here's Richmond. A little poke through to Thomas, who's on a hat trick. Elects to cross it, I think. And I think he's regretting that decision. Well kept by Yusu, who goes back to Richmond. Thomas in the box with Jeboy. Barbosa lurking at the top of the box as well with Richmond on the ball. He goes backwards. Yusu. Weaver, back to Yusu. Poked away by Central. St. Paul does really well. Nice starting position, well off his line, and that was vital. Central to take the throw in with time winding down in this first half. A goal before halftime would do wonders for the comeback with the win to battle in the second half. Johnson puts his foot through that ball, and it looks like it did fall for Bleedy. Weaver heads clear. Horner has a hit, but a tame effort, all things considered. St. Paul is not complaining, I'll guarantee that. Looking for Thomas. He does win the ball. Falls for Ejeboy. Richmond can't hold it. Into the 45th minute we go. Philadelphia doesn't seem to be in any rush, and who can blame them? A few more seconds, and the wind will be at their back. What a move by the Philadelphia forward. Beat two guys and left them standing still. Nothing comes of it, but what a move that was by the big man from Philadelphia. Ball running back towards St. Paul, and a miscue from St. Paul, looking to find Abinizio on the one-timer, and it did not pan out. Can Central take advantage? Closing seconds of this first half. Maleli loses out to Barbosa, who drops it to Abinizio, who puts his foot through it. Jeboy beaten out. Central center back flying down the field. Ball played wide. Will it stay? It does. Crossed into the middle, headed clear. And the referee blows for halftime. Your score at Charles Martin Memorial Stadium through 45 minutes. Philadelphia 3, Central 1. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming your way soon.
Travis Van Brewer is back on. There's a shot! What a shot! CPR back on top! Fayez Merchant!
Right-footed service toward the near post. That's a heroic save. Spectacular.
3-1v2, 3v3 now. Cam Park coming back to provide some reinforcement. Mark the strike, mark the goal!
Charnas. Morales trying to get it in behind, and he is in behind. Atamangwe with a beautiful, delicate touch to open the scoring for Manhattan Celtic.
Fortunately, Shekashvili, the one on the recipient of that. Hagden, a nice little give and go pass here. Blanchet smacks it home.
Heading towards FA Euro's goal. Shot from wide. Great rip by Oval and great save there by Lou.
Touched by Albi Rexa, tries to get it back. And down the other way. Go International, is there space to keep that one in? It is Ryan on the far side. Hunting for something, has a shot. What a goal! My goodness! Picks out the top corner. International have a lead.
Hoboken FC, given for Diego! Oh, it's a tremendous save from Kress.
The hurdle comes through. Another tackle here from Bildy. Another tackle from him as well.
Good turn there in the shot. And a goal! What a beautiful turn and finish!
Need them in a second half charge for top of the table. A spot currently held by New York International as goal number 3 goes in.
And Bonville could seal the deal here for Celtic. Bonville hits the post, millimetres away from the nail in the coffin.
He finds Sasha out wide to the right. Cross into the middle. Sasha's in the goal!
Ole! Diego Silva, the run of Mark is right between the goalkeeper's legs, and just like that.
Looks for the side, looks for the target. He goes for the shot, and he slots it home, the upper 9.
So they're going to be good. They're prepared.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
That's the good bit of footwork there by Spalding, who's gone for a spacious shot! It's magnificent by Spalding!
Hope you enjoyed those plays of the week to fill the gap from the halftime oranges here at Charles Barton Memorial Stadium. If you missed the first half, you missed a 4-goal thriller, 2 of which were scored within a minute of each other. And the next 2, both by the home team, Philadelphia. And the boys in the white shirts now switch ends, have the wind at their backs, and sit just 45 minutes from 3 crucial points in the APSL Delaware River Conference playoff race. But as coaches around the world like to say, if Philadelphia can score 3 goals against the Wind, so too can Central. So I'm sure Philadelphia will be on their guard as Weaver goes on a little adventure from his post at center back. And look at Weaver flying forward. Center back getting the steps in early in this half. Thomas picks that ball off. Lovely little combination from Philadelphia. Just missed. Another nice 1-2 intended for Thomas, who is on a brace right now. Like the Central man might have gotten clipped there, but no matter because they're in behind, at least temporarily. Nice defending from the Philadelphia man, keeps possession. It was Mike Ascioli drawing the foul. Central plays short to Bleedy. Backwards to Reed. To the goalkeeper, Nouse. Back to Reed, back to Nouse. Barbosa trying to pick that one off, but does sneak through for Mileli. Here comes that press. Nice composure from the goalkeeper. Really organized defending from Philadelphia, not really letting Central move up the field. As you can see, they're happy to let them have it back in this defensive third. And look at that, look at those white shirts collapse as soon as the ball enters the midfield. And really nicely played out by Central. They could be in behind here. Cutting in, nice step over. Weaver goes to ground. Great tackle by Weaver, and he's even won the goal kick. And the Central bench not happy, but both Central ref and a linesman in agreement, and the linesman having some words with Saakashvili from Central, who clearly wasn't happy with that call. And the wind's picking up, and St. Paul's goal kick all of a sudden a bit more distance in this second half. Weaver looking for Thomas, almost found him. Lidi kept it, and now you can see the script has flipped. While we have a second, I want to mention today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletics. Salt made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off, and remember to keep it fresh. Central fouling Philly, who elected to just play it short. Mike Newell goes backwards to Rascioli, who finds Weaver. Jeboy putting Central under. Really nice job to keep that ball in from the Central man. Ball did go out, but good effort from Jayakanthan. Weaver with it. There's Newell. Richmond. And Richmond turns on the Jets into that center of the park and draws a very dangerous free kick upcoming. On a normal day, 33 yards from goal might be an outside chance, but with this wind, you are definitely in range. Especially if Richmond is the man allowed to take this. He's maybe just shaking off that last challenge. One good thing to note, no cards in this game as of yet, which is refreshing. Typically, anymore, too many cards thrown around, in my opinion. Barbosa is standing over this one. Will he have a shot? Let's see. 3 men in the wall. He elects to clip it, but that wind just took it right away from White. St. Paul screaming for the white shirts to drop in. And while Barbosa has many talents, I did not expect defensive header to be won by him today, but there you go. Central, again, just being allowed to keep it in that defensive third, and then as soon as they cross into the midfield, the white shirts swarm. Bleedy back to Reed, and the Philly press working well so far. Yusu with a lovely spin move, able to keep it under huge pressure. Really nicely done by Reed there to knock that ball back. But that was almost the chance Rashid Thomas was begging for his hat trick. 2 goals, but a third chance has not popped up yet for the left-sided midfielder. Barbosa twirling around, trying to get free. Richmond goes back the other way. Yusu finds Avenizio well upfield. Barbosa under pressure, can't keep it. Argent forward to Horner, who pings it off the Philly man, but it has fallen to Central, who do win. They do not win a throw-in. That was ruled in favor of Philadelphia.
Good ball, Michael.
That ball has found Ijebue. No, it has not. Really nice play. Look at Nouse. Talk about composure from the goalkeeper position. Well out of his box. Possessing the ball, making Barbosa flinch. And calmly finding a man, and it might have sprung a Central opportunity. Ball falls inside the box. Avenizio clears. Barbosa can't get there, though. Central with the throw. Ball hoofed clear by Philadelphia, but right back comes Central, except that ball is hit off Thomas, and it might spring the break. Ijebue is in tons of space. He's still in tons of space. Central defenders now starting to meander towards him. Rifkin wins the throw. Newell goes long. Can Barbosa get on the end of that one? He can't, but he's won the throw. While we have a second, more action coming up on Game in Frame tonight. Metropolitan Conference of the APSL. Schneider taking on Hoboken FC at 7:30 this evening. Then Pan Cyprian Freedoms take on Greek Americans. That's at 8. And then next Sunday, tune in for Oakland United taking on Jersey Shore Boca. That's at 6 p.m. from the Delaware River Conference here in Philadelphia. Ijebue trying to wiggle free but can't do so. Central clear their lines. And Jay Richmond calmly deals with that. Into Yusu. Avenizio. There goes Barbosa. Can he get there? He sure can. And referees, he's called it out of bounds. That's my fault. Thought he was calling a foul there. It's a throw-in. But two substitutes, I should say two more substitutes making their way in. So Jayakanthan leaves this game. He looked bright in the last few minutes, as well as Matt Horner, who's been one of the big threats for Central tonight. He leaves this game. So fresh legs on for Central. Again, they need 2 goals to level it up. So the coaching staff wasting no time. In bringing those fresh legs on. That ball's bouncing. Pedro Barbosa coming forward, but now does well to come off his line. That ball was a dangerous one. It's gone straight into the air. Well cleared by Reed, but Richmond's won it back. Nice little step over, but good defending from Central in a dangerous spot. Ball clipped forward to Bosquet, who's really being pestered by Barbosa, who's won it back. Good defending from the attacker. He's won the throw into Ojeboy. Can he get on the end of it? He can't. Nice ball played forward. Real Central might be in here. Linesman says it's offsides. And I just heard the linesman say a near side man was on, but Argent was the man ruled offsides. And look at that ball go. Look at Thomas hustling after it, though. I thought that was a lost cause. He very nearly got there. Credit to Thomas for giving chase to that one when it definitely would have been easier to let that one sail. And more trouble for Central, as the man readying on the Philadelphia bench is Jesse Wyke, who is a veteran of this division. And talk about a threat off of the bench. He can play center back, he can play target forward, and pretty much anywhere in between. Central able to keep it, and they swing it around the horn to Argent, who tries to cut inside. Did find his forward, but he's dispossessed. And Ojeboy trying to play that 1-2 back to Barbosa, couldn't sneak it through. Long ball played over the top for Ogunyinka. And here comes Central. Saakashvili twirling around. Good tackle put in by Rifkin. And it looked like Ogunyinka might have been shaken up by that one. Bleedy to throw it in. Avenizio steps in to clear that one. Central just playing around the midfield. Weaver clears, but straight back to Central. Rifkin goes back to Rashioli, who hoofs that long to Ejeboy. Really nice touch. Good hold-up play by the target man. But that pass was cut out. But it goes right back to Ejeboy. Dispossessed in the midfield is Yusu. Here comes Central. Will that ball sit? It will. Central into the box. Man goes down in the box. No penalty called, but it looks like there will be a corner for Central. Can they put a little pressure on Philadelphia? Maleli, the man to take it. Ball pinged in, and Rashioli just took it right off the chest. Nice ball played in, and the offside flag is up. So the Philadelphia men doing a great job of clearing their lines, and they've played quick. Look at all the space for Barbosa. Rashid Thomas streaking down the far side of the field. Barbosa couldn't find him, though. There's Thomas. Richmond played middleman as Thomas goes into the box, drifting into the penalty area. Comes back out and goes to his left back to Thomas. Richmond with the dummy. Yusu. Newell gets out of trouble, and they go backwards to Weaver. So the counter is off, but still in possession are Philadelphia. And curse of the commentator strikes again. Newell finds Barbosa on that far side. Open up! Ejeboy trying to get in behind, but Philadelphia now having that problem Central had early on and not being able to keep the ball in play. Philadelphia getting some substitutes on as the two danger men in today's match for Philadelphia will both take a seat. As Ejeboy finds the bench, and so too does Rashid Thomas, who finished with 2 goals tonight. Ejeboy with a crucial assist too on Yusu's goal for the 3rd of the match. So a little bit of maybe more defensive setup for Philadelphia, but Jesse White does come in at target with plenty of goals to offer. Well done by Central to keep the ball, but good defending from Philadelphia to see out the danger. Lely goes backwards to Reed. Reed goes back to Maleli. Central back around the horn, back inside Some fancy footwork back towards the right, pinged across. A Philadelphia man got there first. Yusu finds Barbosa. Abinizio into Yusu. Central just happy to keep this ball pinging along. Sooner or later, they're going to have to get forward, and that's the call from the bench. A little less than 20 minutes left to go as Philadelphia looks to go the other way, but the referee denies them. Looking for some protests from the Philadelphia coaching staff, but a foul regardless. But that foul does give them the opportunity to get the substitutes in. Abinizio takes his seat. So too does the third goal scorer, Yusu. Abelardi checked in for Philadelphia. I'll work to see who the other substitute was, but in the meantime, they're fighting off a Central free kick successfully. Now comes out and little dummy from the goalkeeper to win the throw-in. Nice move from, oh boy, nice move from the Central man. Rascioli almost beaten to that ball, but able to get enough on the clearance, and that ball just actually started coming backwards by the time it hit the floor. Barbosa with the Cruyff, but seen out by Johnson, and now Johnson's trying to take his space. Looked like the Central man was offside, and the referee spotted that one. St. Paul still not happy with the defending on that one, despite the offside call. Looked like Claudio Argent maybe got wrong side of the Philadelphia center backs. There's Newell pinging it across, but not the urgency needed from Shafa Dempster, who just checked in a few minutes ago. Ball too tall for Pierre Bosquet, and it will be a Philadelphia throw-in. And tumble right after that throw-in was taken, but no call from the ref. Ball's out of play now, and looks like there was a differing of opinions from the refs on whose ball that was. The main linesman won out, and that one was a strong challenge on Barbosa. You can hear it all the way over here with this wind. And I believe that gaggle of PSC players is around the ref asking for maybe our first caution of the game. But to this point, we are still cardless in this match. Less than 15 minutes left of the 90 from Charles Martin Memorial Stadium. And contrary to what I said in the first half, this free kick is in a very dangerous position if Barbosa chooses to whip it in with his left foot, because that will be flying towards goal. They go short, crossed in by Richmond, and they elect to just leave it, and a throw-in incoming. If you're a veteran of the Delaware River Conference, you will know that Philadelphia won last year's playoff in the Delaware River Conference. So 5th place, maybe a bit below, 6th place right now, maybe a bit below expectations. But the 3 points from tonight would put them in 5th, just one spot off those playoffs. And remember, in this league, all you need to do is crack the top 4. There is a regular season title winner, but it's the playoff winner that really matters. And look out, Jesse White has popped onto this loose ball inside the central box. Barbosa's on it, trying to wiggle free. Wyke, drop of the shoulder, well defended by Central, and I believe he's fouled the Central defender. So no harm, no foul. As I was saying, all you need to do is crack the top 4 in this league to get a shot at winning the Delaware River Conference playoffs. The regular season title is given out, but it is not what these teams are really chasing. They're chasing the chance to go on and play the rest of the APSL by winning that Final 4 playoff bracket. Central finding some pockets of space. Can they break forward now? Rifkin tries to put in a tackle, misses, and it's well cleared by Weaver. Dempster finds Richmond. Dempster asking for it back. That ball was a bit behind him, must be said, but he is able to stay on it. Barbosa finds the long ball. Can Dempster get on the end of that one? Nouse is well off his line and clears it towards Richmond, but he can't fall on it. St. Paul hoofs it into the night sky. Richmond looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Central keep possession. A little over 10 minutes remaining of the 90. Strong challenge put in by Dempster, but couldn't dispossess him. And so looks like they're playing a free kick is the call. So it wasn't that challenge. It was actually an earlier one that the referee must have called advantage for. And that foul will allow a substitute to come on. That's Nigel Johnson checking in for Philadelphia. And Pedro Barbosa is coming off. He's run his race. And so that's the starting 3, front 3 from Philadelphia, all on the bench. So fresh legs throughout the front line, although it looks like Jay Richmond may have moved up to target forward. We'll keep tabs on that. Nice ball played in over the top. Did find the Central player. Newell clears. And Lely wins it back. Rifkin trying to get in behind. Weaver steps in front. The pressure just ticking up now from Real Central, and Richmond looking for options, has to go backwards. Newell trying to find Dempster. It's a good idea, but in this wind might not be the right option. Good defending from Johnson. Able to keep it under a second challenge from Wyke. And looks like the ref's playing a free kick, maybe? So does not appear that either team is very happy with the official right now. Philly doesn't like the call, and New Jersey didn't like the delayed start. So calls from Philadelphia players to make sure there's no let off here. Up 2 goals with time ticking away. And Wyke's won it back, lacking options. Or excuse me, that's Newell all the way up there. And he might have an assist. Richmond peeling in, and he goes down as the shot goes. Richmond appealing for a penalty. Not getting it, but just missing a goal from open play. While that chance does go by the wayside, precious seconds ticking by for New Jersey. And look at this, Dempster causing problems, and I think maybe Dempster caught the Central player, and I believe he's going to check on him because he might be asking the question. I'm not sure if that was an amicable handshake or a slightly more sporting version. Either way, we're going to have another substitute for Philadelphia. Skenjalewski checking in. And that's Josh Rifkin, who will find a seat. Nice game by him. Able to keep a lid on the right-hand side of the New Jersey attack. Dempster winning the ball back. Philadelphia trying to get this throw in to Wyke. Wyke just runs out of room, and it'll be a goal kick for Central. Challenge avoided by Central, and ball clipped in behind, and the player is well offsides. Smart play there at the end of that by Saakashvili, who noticed that his teammate was well offsides, but he was coming from an onside position. Maybe he just called a bit early there. It didn't look like there was an advantage on the ball yet, but nonetheless, smart play by the Central goal scorer. And Weaver pumps that ball out of bounds. I think that clearance was about 85 yards. Granted, the wind helped a little bit, but do not mistake what he was trying to do on that one. He was trying to put it into the next county. And he might have succeeded because I think we're having trouble getting this ball in play. Here it comes. Less than 5 left in the 90. Newell clears really nice ball from the PSC midfielder. Can White get on the end of it? He can't, but Richmond can. What a clearance. Trouble's not over yet. Here's Richmond. Finds his man and top corner. Finish for Philadelphia. With less than 5 minutes to go, the score is 4-1. The sirens are sounding, maybe not necessarily for what's happening on the field, but there may as well be. Nice goal from Nigel Johnson to bury that one in the top corner. And surely now, 3 points secured for PSC. As Jay Richmond, the skipper, hands off the armband, makes his way to the bench. Checking in is Diego Solano. And I can't believe I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, but the wind's actually picking up. Here comes Central. Chance goes by the wayside. It was less than a minute after conceding that New Jersey got their first goal, and maybe not too far off that being the case for a second. Ball clipped forward. Nice. Ball played through that half space. Lily about 30 yards out has a hit, but into wind, that ball is going to do nothing but climb. And now St. Paul will take the long walk to go fetch that one. For veterans of Game and Frame, you may be asking why this league is now the APSL Delaware River Conference. We had a name change because EPSL was a regional league in the Northeast, and now there's been a rebrand to reflect APSL's aspirations to be a national league. And they're looking to add conferences across the country. They are currently focused on adding some more conferences down south to accompany the conferences already in play here in the Northeast. So we'll see how that goes. But promotion relegation featured here in the APSL, showing the high quality of play that we're seeing on the field right now as PSC look to add to their lead. And woo, that ball almost found its way into the top corner, but that came off the American football upright and is behind for a goal kick. I just heard the referee say 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. So I'm guessing not much in the way of stoppage time here tonight. Philadelphia with a 4-1 lead, and that lead will shoot them into 5th place and work wonders for their playoff hopes. As Central draws the foul here. White pressuring. Central still pressing. Gotta remember the even if they can't get the win here, goal difference does matter at the end, and bit of a sporting play by the and some jabbering going on between these two teams. And just getting a little spicy as we enter the 90th minute. And we might see our first booking of the night, which is a shame. We almost made it a full 90 without the referee going to the book. And there it is. So 2 yellow cards shown to each offender in that little scrap. But we play on. And the referee says that's enough. Your score from Charles Martin Memorial Stadium: Philadelphia 4, Real Central 1. Don't go anywhere. Interview's going in just a few minutes.
Travis Van Brewer is back on. There's a shot! What a shot! CPR back on top! Fayez Merchant!
Right-footed service toward the near post. That's a heroic save.
On the far side, hunting for something, has a shot. What a goal! My goodness! Picks out the top corner. International have a lead. Hoboken FC given for Diego. Oh, it's a tremendous save from Kress.
The hurdle comes through. Another tackle here from Bildy. Another tackle from him as well.
Good turn there in the shot. And a goal! What a beautiful turn and finish.
Need them in a second half charge for top of the table. A spot currently held by New York International as goal number 3 goes in.
And Bonville could seal the deal here for Celtic. Bonville hits the post, millimetres away from the nail in the coffin.
He finds Sasha out wide to the right. Cross into the middle. Sama's in there on the goal!
Ole! Diego Silva, the run of Mark is right between the goalkeeper's legs, and just like that.
Looks for the side, looks for the target. He goes for the shot, and he slots it home, the upper 9.
So they're going to be good. They're preparing.
Welcome back to Northeast Philadelphia. Joining me is Rashid Thomas from Philadelphia Soccer Club. And Rashid, the story of tonight, the wind. I mean, 30, 40, 50 mile an hour gusts, and you guys electing to go against the wind in that first half, still able to score 3 huge goals. Can you tell me, was the game plan any different from the wind today? Can you tell me what kind of went into that planning process?
Well, we just played as a team, really. We just knew the open. We just found the openings and just went.
So that first goal you guys score, and Central punch you right back. Less than a minute later, I think. What was the message from the bench? What was the message from the guys on the field as to how to respond to that?
We just made a mistake. That's all it was, and just keep playing. That's it.
And I got to say, the defensive effort today, especially in that first half, the wind pumping down, straight down to this goal, honestly. What do you have to say about just the defensive effort from all the guys in the back line, Jake Weaver and all those guys?
I think everybody did a good job first half. We made one mistake. They scored 1 goal. That's it. We shut them out the second half and put 4 in.
I want to talk a little bit. I don't want you to give away any trade secrets or anything, but that press you guys were playing was really, really effective. Kind of just letting them have the ball in their defensive third, and the second they crossed a certain line, you guys are all over them. Is that coming from the coaching staff? Is that coming from the guys on the field? Where's that coming from?
I think it's just chemistry from the team. We all play together. We out here every night. Well, every Wednesday night, and everybody loves to be here. For real, so I think we all like playing with each other, and it just comes natural.
The chemistry showing through here for Philadelphia Soccer Club. 4-1 winners thanks to 2 from Rashid Thomas. I'm Jake Gillespie for my man Nick on the camera. Thank you very much for watching this Game in Frame presentation.